We're on one of the most exciting ATV trails that Windrock Park has to offer. Today, these machines are going to be put to the test. This week, we're going back to the Gulf Coast, the white sand, the sunshine. Now, just add a few thousand Jeeps and you've got a great event at the Panama City Beach Jeep Jam. This event features a brand new obstacle course that's designed to challenge every level of Jeeper, from novice to expert. We're going to find out how creative Jeepers have to be sometimes to get their ride off the trail. If you want extreme, then the rock bouncing at Busted Knuckle Park is truly off the hook. It's all coming up this week on Crazy Industries, America's 4x4 Invasion. When you join the Jeep life, it makes sense to join up with those who've been there and done that. They'll help make your times off-road more enjoyable, help you learn to stay safe and have fun at the same time. Jeeps came out to meet up and travel to Tellico Plains, Tennessee for a trail ride through Conasauga Falls. The riding trails around the falls are dirt and gravel, and Jeepers will cross the river 4 times. Depending on the weather, the water can be higher, but for a stock Jeep, this shouldn't be a problem.
Beautiful. Loved the creek crossings and the steep hill. You know, just had a great time, and the weather cooperated. It was really nice. Being a member of the Smoky Mountain Jeep Club gives us an opportunity to join in organized rides. It gives us the opportunity to take us places that we never would probably go on our own. You know, just like the fellowship and meeting different people.
The ride today was great. We got to go experience a lot of old growth timber, driving through the Cherokee National Forest. We got to sit down and really stop and enjoy ourselves. Take some time out of a busy day. It's great to get out and experience not only the camaraderie with the rest of the people that have Jeeps, but just get out, meet new people, and really take time to enjoy ourselves and enjoy the people that we're with.
This trail is the ideal trail for any Jeep owner. A good day out on the trails can go bad in a hurry if someone in your group breaks something. A lot of experienced off-roaders carry replacement parts on the trail, but what happens if you don't? Well, that's when you have to get resourceful. Sometimes in the mountains, we refer to this as redneck engineering. In this case, we had a lower control arm on the Film Cruise Razor that took a hard hit on the rocks and broke at the weld. You can't just call a tow truck. You have to figure out how to get this ATV off the mountain. The guys from Scorpion Off-Road Concepts were able to temporarily fix the control arm. Then their incredible machines towed the vehicle to the top of Cadillac Mountain.
Loose rock, you're on a hill that's very loose rock, loose dirt, and to keep momentum going, you really have to stay into the throttle of it. I hated to do it, but it looked like a pinball back there bouncing around as I was tugging him up the hills. It just takes a lot to try to pull something up of that weight. I mean, when you're pulling 42-inch tires and you're running on a 6-cylinder engine, it pulls its weight very well, but when you put something behind it, it's a little bit more to it. But the 4-to-1 low in the transfer case really helps it put the torque back to where it needs to be in the front and the rear. Well, the control arm, the way the control arm broke, we had to take ratchet straps and pull it back together, and held it together with like 4 ratchet straps. Wasn't very easy. It actually held and we got it out with no problem, but that's a difficult day. That's something, you know, you never know what you're gonna need when you go in the woods, and it's a great thing that somebody actually had ratchet straps to use at the time.
Other Jeepers taking long trail rides have somehow found a way to still get a hot meal.
So put them right under here.
Okay. And these are going to be good. Let's try these potatoes. So we did a kind of an
We'll be right back with more 4x4 adventures on Crazy Industries, America's 4x4 Invasion. Crazy Industries, America's 4x4 Invasion is brought to you by Spearhead Trails. Virginia is for lovers. Crazy Industries, crazy for off-road. H&M Saw, the saw that cuts straight. In the shop with Scorpion Off-Road Concepts. Trucks, SUVs, and Jeeps alike are becoming bigger as people are adding lift kits and bigger, more aggressive tires, which can make it harder for them to get into the vehicle.
Today we're going to install a set of AMP power steps on a Ram 2500. Really excited to get these put on the truck. The steps that are on there, the truck's lifted, so the steps stay with the truck as it's lifted. The AMP power steps are going to drop down lower, better access to the truck. They're low profile, they have an integrated LED light. They're made from high strength die-cast alloys. They have a military spec finish on there for corrosion resistance. They're very rugged, they have to be. I mean, they're gonna have a low profile when they're tucked up there. They have a 5-year, 50,000 mile warranty. And best of all, hey, they're designed and built in America. We're very excited to get these on this truck.
The support and peace of mind afforded by a solid pair of running boards cannot be underestimated.
Make sure you remove your fuse until it's time to cycle the steps. Hook our positive side cable up and secure the nut. Save your fuse to when you're ready to cycle the steps, you can install it. Now we have our wiring harness ran, our motors hooked up, and our lights installed. We're going to move on to running our wires inside the truck and go ahead and hook up our OBD2 port. Now we're going to install our steps. I have Sammy here assisting me, and we're going to set our steps down on our brackets.
These AMP Research Power Steps by Lund are fully powered, illuminated, and they retract beneath your vehicle when not in use, allowing your 4x4 to keep its slick and seamless look.
Okay, as you can see, we have our AMP power steps installed, and they give the truck a lot more clearance. They're tucked up completely in there, out of the way, not even to be seen. When they drop down further than the factory one, making the truck easier to enter. One thing I'd like to point out is if you have a vehicle that has a tuner that plugs into your OBD2 port, you want to get the option of the splitter for the OBD2 port. That's also available through AMP Research. Everybody's just tremendously happy once they see the final result. I mean, when that thing drops down there, that LED light shines on there, I mean, you know, there's nothing better than this right here.
We'll be right back with more 4x4 adventures on Crazy Industries, America's 4x4 Invasion. Welcome back to Crazy Industries, America's 4x4 Invasion. Let's hit the trails with SpearheadTrails.com. Virginia is for lovers. Night rides are not the norm at Coal Canyon, but organized group rides by Southern Gap Outdoor Adventure might just be one of the most exciting ATV rides you could experience. About 20 riders showed up for this ride, including the Fire Department Rescue Squad, so we know we're in good hands. The first part of this ride starts out with a relaxing ride through the woods onto some steep terrain. We saw several deer along the way. There were all types of ATVs, from Can-Ams to Honda side-by-sides, and drivers with a wide range of skill levels. Trail Ranger Roger Street and his dog Rocky set a good slow pace so everyone could just ease along and enjoy the outdoors.
You can leave the house, you can get on your razor, you don't have to get in your vehicle, you can hit the trail, you can go get food where you want to, you can get gas, you can just spend all day in the woods, on the trails, you can picnic, take your wife, your grandkids, you can picnic on the trails and under the shade in the hot summer days. It's just a different experience than what I was expecting. So I'm spending more time now on the trails than what I originally ever figured I would.
Oh my God, I had a blast. It's the first time that I've really ridden on a trail in a razor. We have some friends, we're a member of Shenandoah Valley Dirt Riders Group, and we go on trips and ride all over the place. We've been down to Busco Beach, we've been to Hatfield-McCoy trails, and Christy here actually reached out to our group back in March, was our first trip down here for the Easter egg hunt. And we had a blast, so we've been coming back ever since. It's like a part of a family. When you're in a dirt riding group or you meet the people on the trails, you stay connected to them. You don't just let them go. It's like you hook up and you meet in other places and you ride in other places with them and you become friends and part of your extended family. So we love it down here.
Since the town of Grundy is an ATV-friendly town, we were able to drive right into downtown for fuel, snacks, and dinner.
Having a trail right here too, I really think is fantastic for the town and the people in this town. You know, they're kind of small and close-knit community, and having somewhere to ride right here in your backyard really gives you a lot of pride. You know, it gives these kids and the youth something to do, something to look forward to. You never see anybody come into the store without a smile on their face. You know, they're always happy and riding, and I'm green with envy because I want to be out there with them, but hey, man's got to work, and I'm glad to provide the service that we do here at Double Quick. But in all seriousness, it is a great thing for this town to have something like this, something they can rally with, host these events with, and you know, have these charities and poker runs for these kids. It's really fantastic, and can't be lucky enough. Thank God above for what we got going on, and I hope it continues on and they expand.
Riding to me is my stress release. It is something about being on the trails, and just once you get in that machine, it just, everything lets go. It's your free ride. It's no stress, no worries, no none of that. You're just free.
The ride home was beautiful. The bikes were lit with light bars and LEDs. Below us, the lights of downtown Grundy quickly faded into the distance because the terrain got steep in a hurry as we headed up the mountain. Some of the switchbacks were extremely tight, and for the people who like steep trails, this was perfect.
I thought that I was gonna die last night on one of the trails. Christy calls it the zip line trail. But it's real steep and it's a lot of switchbacks. And to put it mildly, I was shaking like a dog pooping out razor blades when we come up off that thing. I did think I was gonna die. So I will say this, no matter what skill level you are, if you're expert or just a beginner, they got every trail down here you could possibly want. It don't matter what your skill level is in riding, it's here in this place.
All of our riders made it back to the trailhead safely after a magical night. We're sure there are going to be stories told about this ride for a long time. Hey, if your group wants to schedule a night ride, call Southern Gap Outdoor Adventure. We'll be right back with more 4x4 adventures on Crazy Industries, America's 4x4 Invasion. Crazy Industries, America's 4x4 Invasion is brought to you by Spearhead Trails. Virginia is for lovers. Crazy Industries, crazy for off-road. Brothers Truck Parts, your #1 source for 1947 to 87 Chevy and GM truck restoration. We've brought you all the fun, From the guided rides out to the sand pits, where Jeepers got a chance to test their vehicles and their driving skills. But all of the action was taking place back at the Panama City Beach Jeep Jam, where lots of the top vendors were assisting the Jeepers with upgrades and displaying their new products. Thousands of Jeepers were excited about the new on-site obstacle course. It was designed to be a challenge for all skill levels.
Well, Mark came to the city and the TDC wanting to see about starting this thing a couple of years ago. And we've been in the process of trying to change the image of Panama City Beach, a family-friendly type vacation place for everybody. And it played right in with what we've been trying to do. There's a lot of families down here right now. The kids enjoy it, all ages. There's old folks like me. I've got a Jeep where everybody wants to be in one now. And it's worked very good for our community.
It's a great event, and we have a lot of Jeepers over there with the tops and the doors off, and they're strapped in and keeping the kids in the back, so it's all good.
We've got plenty to do here when the family does come down. We can keep them busy. All ages can do whatever they want to do around here, but the main thing is it puts them together as a family. And it's worked real well. You look at the crowd, things are good.
We're having a great event. Everybody's having a good time here. The locals are even showing up as well. The Jeepers are coming in, and we're getting a lot of Jeepers this year. The event is coming along great. We've got a new layout with our vendor village, which made it very easy to access. So it's turned out really well. Well, you know, the beach is a big attraction here for Panama City Beach. We have the world's most beautiful beaches, and they do come here for that. So mom and the kids might be on the beach for a bit while dad's out spending all the money, but that's good too, and they'll come back later on in the evening and enjoy the venue as well.
You can keep a kid in the woods or on the water, you're gonna have a good kid when it's over, and around here you can do all of that. We got a little bit of everything. We're a tourist area and we want them here. We treat them good. We want them to come back. This is how we make a living, and we enjoy making a living here.
You need to add the Panama City Beach Jeep Jam to your bucket list of Jeep road trips. One of the most extreme groups in off-roading is rock bouncers. We're going to get a chance to see this action up close with Team Bacon of the Southern Rock Racing Series. This team is sponsored by Scorpion Off-Road Concepts. During the Jeep journey here at Busted Knuckle Park, Team Bacon takes on Race Hill and shows us what kind of extreme punishment this machine is built to endure.
This is probably the far extreme part of our passion or sport in off-road. We're here today. This was one of the race hills. This is unfinished business, and Big Tim Bacon and Little Tim Bacon, they're here and they're going to give this thing a go a couple of times for us, and we're excited. They're going to put on a show for us. Well, the difference from back when they did one of the races here is there's a lot more dirt that's actually gone away from these rock ledges. So these ledges are even more than what they were in the past. Plus, it's rained probably, 6 days in a row, and it's finally turned off really awesome weather, but this is still really wet. It's gonna be really slick. You've got this one rock ledge, then you've got a place there to catch your breath, another ledge, but the one at the very top is far more extreme than it had ever been in the past. So it's going to be a good show to watch them do this. And they both have very capable rigs. They're well versed in what they do, a ton of experience, and so we're looking forward to see them hit this thing. Big Tim's rig has actually went out the top of this hill before in a very good time in one of the previous races. It was piloted by Little Tim Bacon at that time. And you can see as he went up there, a bad bounce, quick stop to the wheels turning, broken axle. That resulted in the spindle getting cut, and it's just part of it. They go back, they'll have that thing fixed, and they'll be somewhere else next weekend doing the same exact thing. Little Tim, he was on it good, hard, took the line he needed, stayed in there with that big block horsepower, and went out the top. Looked awesome.
A lot rougher now. I don't know, that was probably 60% race mode.
Was it?
Yeah.
So you were 60% race mode, and I'll be honest with you really made it look easy.
So if you're into extreme rock crawling or rock bouncing, we've got plenty of it for you here on America's 4x4 Invasion. Next week on America's 4x4 Invasion, we'll be back at the Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion for some more incredible Jeeps.